Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing that unicorn nail you saw in the picture there, only because I have this set on and it's so whimsical. I thought, why not? I've been kind of seeing this trend, and since I haven't been doing acrylics again until recently, I'm going to jump right into it. So I have not done it on myself before, but we're going to try it out. So what I did already on this nail is I felled it into a not oval shape, but a little bit pointier oval. I'm probably going to shave a little bit more off this side because I can see now in the camera it's not quite the shape I would like. But I'm going to do the same thing for this nail. I was going to do this one first off camera just to kind of get an idea of how to do it, but then I thought, we'll just go right into it. So I still have my gel polish on there. As you can see, it's basically buffed off. So it's the top coat that I already had gel polish on, and then the stamping is what I want to get rid of, and I want to shape the nail. So I'm going to take my nail light guy here, and I'm going to be using a couple different things. Actually, let me mention that first. So I'm going to be using my Chrome-On Cat Eye Gel non-cleansed top coat because you kind of want something like this if you're going to be using the little pigments or the chrome stuff. You don't have to use this brand, obviously, but this is the one I have. I also have a Madame Glam one that I couldn't find right now, so I have their top gel right here, but this is the kind you have to cleanse. But you can use that too, I suppose. It's just a little different process. So I'm going to be using that. I have some NSI Attraction powder in Radiant White because I'm going to be doing all acrylic on this, and I have my Omega liquid ready to go. I was going to use my Omega White, but I didn't want to open it if this one's already open. So I normally don't mix brands of monomer and powder, but whatever, it's not a big deal. So I'll be using that. I have all these little pigment things that I had gotten, I think, I was going to check, from AliExpress. I don't exactly remember, but I interviewed them. I reviewed them not too long ago. So I'm going to use, I think, number 35, because the color on it is more purpley pink, like this one's more green. And this is what I want to use. You can mix them. You can use several different colors. You can use colored acrylic. Whatever it is that you want to do, go for it. It's really fun. I was also maybe going to show you guys how to use gel polish to get the same effect, but it's going to be a little less pronounced, okay? So those are the things I need. As far as the brushes, I did bring out my regular, this is a number 10 by ASP, but it's kind of big, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be using this one. I also have this number 2 smaller brush, so I might use this one instead to do these swirls. But we'll see when we get started here. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and use this nail, is take a nice rough file, and you can use an electric file of course, and I'm just going to shape it into a more pointier cone shape. And it's really easy. I was like, I don't know what I've been wanting to do this all day, but Miranda has not gone to sleep. But anyway, I should put a mat down here, but anyway, so I'm going to continue just going back and forth here on the side, just coming in from the side wall, and then you're going to have to remove, for my nails, a little bit of that bulk at the bottom underneath, because it looks silly when you have all this extra bulk at the bottom. So I'm just going to continue filing until it gets pointy enough to where I like it. You can also just make it a unicorn swirl, but leave it that ballet shape, whatever you want, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to make it pointy. So I'm going to keep doing this and I'll be right back. Okay, so now the shape's about where I want it. I'm going to take this older file just to kind of start buffing off that top coat. And it's pretty thick. The top coat's really nice and sturdy. It was the wave gel top coat. So I'm just going to keep buffing the top until I'm done buffing away the stamping. Now I can go right over the stamping with the unicorn nail. It doesn't matter. It'll just make it look even that much prettier when you add your pigments and stuff. There'll be some different colors underneath there. You can buff it all the way down to the clear or whatever your nail is underneath. You can use clear, acrylic to the unicorn part. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing something fun. Check out Instagram, things like that, for really fun inspiration, because a lot of people do lots of different things. A dark unicorn, like black swirls, whatever. So I'm going to keep buffing this only until I get rid of the stamping, but leaving that purple gel polish behind. Okay, I'm all done. You see I've shaved off a little bit more. Whatever you want, doesn't matter. We're going to cover it most of it up here. So I'm going to get my attraction. Actually, I'm going to give it a shake. Sometimes they can separate a little bit, so I'm just going to shake that just to make sure everything's mixed nicely. Let me get my acrylic, and I was debating putting a little acetone in the acrylic. You know, whenever I do flowers and things like that, I kind of do that so that it's easier to work with, but you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to take my little number 2 brush. We'll try that out first. And I'm just going to dip it in here, and I think I'm going to start at the tip of my nail. So I'm just going to take that little bead, just kind of let it come to consistency. Now you're going to want to make like swirl shapes, so I'm going to bring that towards this other side, and you want to do it nice and clean, okay, because you're not really going to be able to file this much. So you want to make sure as you're doing this that you're going to get a nice clean shape. I need a little bit more on the edge here. So that's the only thing, if you're using a sculpting brush like this one, you might have to play with it a little bit. And I'm just kind of swirling it towards the edge of my nail. I'm just taking time with it. So it's kind of nice actually without the acetone, I guess, because you have a little bit more time to work with it. You can do them straight across. It just looks nicer when you give it a little bit of a flow. I'm going to add a little bit more at the very top here just to make it a little rounder. So hopefully you can see that. I'm going to close up just a little bit for you guys. So again, try to keep it nice and clean and nice and puffy on the top. I'm not really trying to flatten that out at all. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, and I'll probably come back to the tip and add a little bit more if I need to, but right now I'm going to get another little bead again. Over there. Keep it separate from the one I just did. So I guess that's why it's like, okay, so if you put acetone, it dries faster, it's easier to work with. Right now, you know, it might spread out a little bit. You just have to try to keep control of it. And this little brush is so small, so I just want to continue adding some there. I'm definitely going to build that up a little bit. So anyway, like I said, this is not my idea. I've seen plenty of people doing them, but since I've been away from acrylic nails, I was just not that, obviously something I was going to do. But you can definitely do it with just gel polish, which maybe I'll show you on a tester how you can do that. Okay, not too bad. And I'll continue going. You know what's funny? I looked up, I was like, well, I want it to look more authentic. Well, unicorns aren't real, so there's not really an authentic unicorn look. I mean, if you want to put them closer together, a little farther apart, give it a really nice swirl, like a swirl, 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 you know, it's up to you. But it was kind of funny, I'm looking it up, I'm like, well, duh, it's not like I'm going to find a picture of a unicorn other than someone's, you know, rendition of what a unicorn might look like. But and there are lots of unicorn horn images online, as you could imagine. And you put more on the very tip here. So this is real time. I know I've seen some videos where people just like, okay, then I'll just keep doing that all the way up, and then they come back, you know, it's like, no, 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 I want to see the whole thing. And you guys know that's what I show, the whole thing. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, I don't know. I'll get a little bit more on top here just to kind of I might end up adding a little more to that second one because this one's coming out a lot thicker. The second one looks kind of weak compared to this guy. So you see we're going, there it is. And you can just polish over these, you can just use, like I'm going to use the pigments there. Whatever you want, make it look funky, which is always better. That one was good. I just made a bigger bead there, but this one's going to be shorter because the nail's getting smaller at this point. So even though it's wider, as you can see, I hope you can tell I'm making them bigger and bigger because it's going to be the end of the horn, or the base of the horn, and you would just think that would be thicker. I'm just going to kind of try to control that a little better. I don't want to flatten it out, but I do want it to come down here. So I was able to get 4 there. Don't know if I need a 5th one in the very back. To me, more is usually better than less, so I'll put one more little bead in the back there. Just for that movement. Look at that. Ooh, I like it. So this is not perfect. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm going to try to build up that second one just a little bit more. At the very end especially, it looks like I need a little help here. I have seen some people smooth them out, but to be honest, I think it just needs to be ready to go. I don't know if I need any more at the tip. I think that's going to be good. Because if I put more on the tip here, it's going to be right here. And I think it'll kind of mess that up. So there it is. I'm going to do the exact same thing on this other hand. And for this hand, I would just, you know, I usually use my right hand to dip in, get what I need, and then bring it over and work with it. So that's how I would do my non-dominant hand. I'm going to push that a little further over there and bring it over this way. And a lot of times what happens is I'll use my hand to turn this way, and I'm not really using my left hand to do any of that. I'm just trying to keep it however it needs to be, okay? So I'm going to do this other side and I'll be back. Okay, so there they are. They can look like shells too. So a fine line. So what I'm going to do is just buff really lightly, just a little bit, just to make sure that some of these little lines are smoother, but of course you're trying to get around, not flatten it out on the top, but just kind of in the areas here in the recesses. And of course you're going to clean that off really well before we go on to the next step. This one still might be a little bit wet, but hopefully not too wet. But anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my top coat here. Let me make sure I don't have any stuff there. And that's just something so that the gel, or that the pigment has something to hold on to. I forgot to bring out my lamp, and I'm going to be using the Wave Gel lamp that I reviewed not too long ago. I use it with my Wave Gel products, of course. This one here. So all you're going to do is just take your top coat here. Let me make sure this nail is cleaned out. I might have, let me see if I can clean it off. Take that and some cleanser, which I'm going to use anyway, some gel cleanser, because it's, actually this is no wipe top coat, so I don't need to cleanse it, but I'm just taking some cleanser there. I'm going to let that dry for a second, okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cleansed that. So when you apply this, you want to apply it in all the nooks and crannies, but not too thick either. So you're just going to take it and get in there. Make sure you're getting in all the different areas, but also cleanse it with the same brush so that you don't have too much gel. Just like when you're building it up anyway, you don't ever want to put a lot of your gel. Now here you can just polish your nails. You can leave it like this if you like the base color that you use. Let's say you had like a glitter base and you did the little white swirls with that. That'd be really cute too. You could just top coat it or whatever. So I'm just making sure to get in there, but also making sure to not just let it pull up. So I'm going to wipe this off. Keep going in there, wiping that up, making sure it's not building up too much. Okay, so I'm going to clean up around my skin. I'm going to put this in my lamp for 30 seconds. Okay, so now the nail's ready. Again, it's no wipe top coat, so I can touch it, but it's ready to go. I'm going to take my powder. This stuff is so messy. It's kind of why I haven't been using it, just so you know. Just like, oh goodness. So anyway, I'm going to take it on this brush here, but you can use a makeup applicator, whatever. Just kind of get that on there. And it doesn't take very much. And I just love that purple contrast with the white. I think it's just so pretty. You can put that hollow kind of silver on it, a darker color, whatever it is that you want to use. And now I'm just kind of pushing that in there, getting a lot of it on there. And now I'm just going to really rub it in. I know when I did the review on this, people were like, oh, you're supposed to rub it in really hard so that it makes like a shine. And I did not do that, but I like the way my mermaid nails came out anyway. So there it is. You can add more, less, whatever. I'm going to add another layer of top coat on this puppy. Let me get on the very tip, I think. I'm missing some there. I just don't like that. It's so messy. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there's that. And let me show you the difference maybe you can see between this one and this one. That little shimmer. Very good. I like it. Again, whatever shimmer you like to use, that'd be great. And I'm going to take my top coat again. And again, kind of thick at the beginning. And just making sure you get within in all the little areas. And I'm going to put it back in my lamp after I clean up anything I might have on my skin. And 30 seconds and I'll be good to go. So I hope you guys like this little tutorial, but I'll come right back just to show you the finished product here on this nail. And I'll be right back. Okay, so that's it. I'm all done. What I'm going to do is just wash my hands, get rid of all this extra little stuff, put on some cuticle oil, and I have some pictures for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. You know, I think it came out cute. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to do a quick one right now, how to use gel polish to get the same kind of effect. It's going to be not as obviously deep as this one, but you can still do it. So I will have the tutorial for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.